So why did you just rip up my sign?
Because it's fucking wrong.
Okay, but why are you a fascist? Why don't you let me disagree with you?
Why are you a fascist?
I'm not here to fight you. I'm here to yell at you. I'm not here to fight
Okay, but why are you so angry, honestly? Like, are you pro-trans?
What the fuck is with that question now? No. 4-week one-on-one coaching is $500. This guy charges $500 so he can call you to teach you how to debate. So there's a debater that's been on Jubilee a couple times that you may have seen, who is probably the most smug, arrogant motherfucker that has ever been on a show ever. And we've seen Parker and Dean on there before. His name is Eleazar Perez, and the way this guy debates, there's just so much fucking wrong about him. We're going to go over a segment from his debate with Dr. Mike, but instead of pointing out all the stuff that he says wrong, or we will point that out, besides doing that, I'm also going to talk about his rhetoric and why his way of debating is arguably the worst I've ever seen. Or maybe not the worst I've ever seen, because this type of rhetorical style he uses is so fucking prevalent in the debate space, and I'll be going over exactly why it is so ineffective in just nothing more than trying to get 15 minutes of fame kind of rhetoric. We're going to be going over how he speaks and why it's so fucking shit.
My next claim is that RFK Jr. is a public health threat.
And I'm also fast forwarding it by 1.5 times, so.
Good to see you again, sir.
Yes, sir. So why do you think he is a threat?
I think when you're trying to put someone in a position of authority of a health agency, you want it to be a person who understands science and follows factual narratives.
So if RFK appeals to other experts that are anti-vax because they've seen sufficient evidence otherwise, would that be heretical as well?
I think that RFK stances of why he's a public health threat go past the anti-vaccine stances. He's made public statements that HIV doesn't cause AIDS, that poppers, which is a party drug or a recreational drug that people use, is really the reason why AIDS exists. That is not someone who clearly understands science, and I don't want them in charge of a health agency.
Okay, assuming he does become head of the health department, wouldn't he now technically be considered the expert? Not an expert, but the expert?
Oh my fucking god. Okay, we're already off to such an amazing start. The expert. What he's saying, because he's talked about this before, the Dr. Fauci shit. He thinks there's this idea that there is one person who is the expert of the science. And for conservatives, they think that this man for the left is Dr. Fauci. And that's what this guy is basing it off of, because RFK Jr. is going to be taking his place pretty much. But the issue is, it seems like he's never ever actually fucking listened to the left, because the entire argument is that science is based on consensus, and what's considered scientific fact is based on scientific consensus, not the words of one man, like the fucking Bible. And by the way, just to say, Dr. Mike, the way he has talked to all of these people throughout the panel is really good, and I do think he is much more effective with his rhetoric. And I'll kind of go over the difference between how this guy talks and how Dr. Mike talks.
If he put something forth that was anti-vax, and he said we have sufficient evidence to prove this, and then other medical experts such as you, which are pro-vax, went against it, wouldn't now you be categorized as the wrong ones?
No, because
That's not how that fucking works. Nobody has ever said that's how that fucking works, by the way. Nobody on the left, presumably on the right, just because they think Dr. Fauci is like the spawn of Satan or something like that. These people, these supposed experts that he appeals to, aren't wrong because they're wrong or like some sort of arbitrary line is drawn in the sand. It's because they're not in the consensus. They're outliers. Like, you have these professionals who say a bunch of things, who make a bunch of claims, like Dr. Gundry or Dr. Oz, who are considered quacks because they pull stuff straight out of their ass. They completely lie. That is the kind of people that this guy relies on to be able to get his views and get his arguments. And it's obviously fallacious for very obvious reasons.
Because it's not based on a single person's opinion. This is a consensus-driven statement, driven
Yes.
by thousands of doctors, dozens of agencies, not just here in the United States, but worldwide as well.
Okay. Do you allow your patients to write bad reviews about you if they had a bad experience?
It's not my choice to write it or not write it.
No, do you allow them? Or would you remove it?
No,
No what?
I would not remove it.
Okay. So if we look at Facebook, Google, YouTube, they suppressed so many anti-vax posts of legitimate declarations of they were injured, serious deaths. ABC News went on Facebook and they posted a simple question. Who do you know or yourself that was seriously injured from the vaccine? Over 200,000 comments that were then removed by Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg just went on Joe Rogan and he said that Joe Biden, the Biden administration, forced them to censor people. So if someone really believes in their product, why would they do mass censorship to hide it?
Just keep in mind, I want you to look at the prompt at the top. RFK Jr. is a public health threat. How does that address the prompt at all? He's going off topic because he expects Dr. Mike to blindly argue in favor of whatever the government wants to do. The issue is Dr. Mike's not a debater. He's a doctor, and he's a pretty good one at that because he doesn't go outside of his scope of practice necessarily, especially in this case here, as you're about to see in a second. One of the issues that I have with this guy is the fact that he doesn't treat this like a discussion, like he's trying to change people's minds. What he's treating this as is a debate where he wants to get a bunch of fucking viral clips to be able to get his 15 minutes of fame.
I'm a family medicine doctor. I have no idea why they're censoring certain websites or not censoring certain websites. So like, that's outside of my scope.
Well, that's outside of your scope, but just using logic, just using reasoning. You said you would not remove your patients as bad reviews, so why would we allow these experts to then remove them, those kind of critics?
That's not his job to fucking tell you why. He's a doctor, dude, not a debater. If you want to debate somebody who's going to blindly suck off the government under the Biden administration or some shit, go talk to fucking Destiny, right? Because that's not what Dr. Mike's here to do. He's here to talk about the fucking prompt, you absolute jackass.
Who is the author of misinformation?
Yeah, so misinformation, first off, is predicated on the fact that there's right information. Right information is going to be predicated on the fact that there's absolute truth. Does science state absolute truth?
There's no absolute truth, period.
What the fuck is he talking about? He doesn't know what science is. He believes in absolute truths, moral absolutism, because he gets all of his views from a fucking book from like 2,000 years ago.
Period.
Right.
In fact, there's a great book that I recommend everyone to check out. It's called The Half-Life of Facts, to see how what we consider now a fact, how quickly it could change. And in science, what I consider someone who would be a good fit and not a public health threat to lead the agency is someone who's aware that facts can expire, they can change, they can adapt, but they have sound logic as to why they make those decisions, and they don't make statements carelessly with bad information, knowingly bad information.
So if truth is provisional, this means that science, that right now you can be pro-vax, and next year when you see sufficient evidence, you can be anti-vax, correct?
You could.
Okay, perfect. So if there's no absolute truth within this realm, I don't know why we should completely rule out RFK Jr. and the other experts that he could appeal to.
The reason I rule him out is because he takes information that is not true, like that poppers cause AIDS.
Subjectively true.
It's not
That's called a non sequitur. Just because there is no such thing as absolute truths does not make every statement imaginable a subjective truth. It is not, there's no such thing as subjective truth in this case, especially when you can prove poppers do not cause AIDS. This is what happens when you're too fucking debate-brained and end up trying to find a gotcha. But instead of finding a gotcha, you sound like an absolute drooling lobotomite. How do we get from point A to point B, Eleazar? It doesn't make any sense.
objectively true.
For the time being, because you just said it's provisional truth, meaning it can change with time.
Right, but you can create any sort of statement, and in healthcare, we can't just go off of any statement because someone feels subjectively to be true. We have to do our best to do with limited information that we can. That doesn't mean we have zero information, we should just believe anyone. In fact, have you seen these podcast hosts who have protocols by which they
Like
sleep,
Gary Brecka?
eat, or Gary Brecka or otherwise? The reason why I don't subscribe to their protocols is because anyone can make a claim about anything, just like RFK does with these statements. until someone backs up these claims with good substantial evidence, and there is a hierarchy of what good substantial evidence is, we won't believe those stats. The same way that if you sat across from me right now and told me you're the fastest human on earth at 100 meters, you might be telling the truth. Provisionally, subjectively, it might be true. The only way I'll know it's true is if we have an Olympic timekeeper with an Olympic device measured with the proper measuring tape. Then I can witness it, and then I can see it's true.
Okay, pause.
Yeah, pretty
Sorry.
much. Anything could technically be true, but you have to have some sort of basis for it. I just don't see how that logically follows at all. But we're not going to be going over any more of the Jubilee debate, just because of the fact that last time I tried reacting to it on stream with a friend, I ended up getting a warning and my stream taken down. But the way that Dr. Mike talked to everybody else on this panel was extremely strong and a lot more substantive than the way this guy talks to other people, as you're about to see, because Dr. Mike doesn't just look for logical holes in what people say. He doesn't just look for rhetorical gotchas for a quick viral clip. What he does in the debate is something that I haven't seen before, which is show empathy to the other person and also somewhat concede ground in order to try to bridge the gap between them. Because if all you do is just spew facts or statistics or arguments at somebody, you're probably not going to ever change their mind. What you need to do is try to find some way to open them up and at least have them hear you out in a way that might make them reconsider their views. This guy doesn't do any of that. He just looks for money and fame. And I will tell you exactly why he looks for money and fame. I looked at his Twitter page, and he has a website called streetdebates.com. Hey, I'm Eleazar. I'm not gonna fucking try to mimic his voice. Hey, I'm Eleazar. I take my skills, knowledge, and expertise to the streets to challenge faulty worldviews, highlight moral issues, and guide others towards truth. Oh, and this is what fucking raised serious red flags for me when I first clicked this link. I also train and equip others to do the same. If you look at the top of the screen, you're gonna see how he does it. He does debate consulting. He doesn't do debate courses. He does debate consulting. And I want you to guess how much money he charges for this bullshit. 60 minutes. $75 for 1 hour of talking to this guy about how to debate. 4-week one-on-one coaching is $500. This guy charges $500 so he can call you to teach you how to debate. There are so many fucking good books out there about how to debate and improve your rhetoric. There's free videos from like Harper O'Connor and stuff. I read the whole book from Mehdi Hassan, his How to Win Every Argument book. Absolutely amazing, by the way. Go read it if you want to get better at debating and possibly even changing people's minds. It's one thing to sell a course because you can watch that over and over again at least. It's another thing to sell consultations. Become a revolutionary against what, dude? You want to preserve the status quo? You're a theocrat, dude. What the fuck do you mean become a revolutionary? Comprehensive guidance to elevate your skills. Kickoff call. Discuss your current level and goals to create a personalized roadmap. Weekly live sessions. Dive into key aspects of debate, argument structure, and persuasive tech. You could do this online for free or buy a fucking book for like $15 on how to debate, dude. Progress check-ins. Review your practice debates and adjust strategies. Content strategy. I didn't even see this when I first clicked on the website. Content strategy. Tailored social media guidance to start creating and sharing impactful videos. Expect consistent support to build confidence to sharpen your craft. Do you want to see what impactful videos looks like according to this fucking chud? First, let me just show you. You could donate to this man to talk to people on the streets, unprepared people on the streets, and get a rise out of them for $10, $25, $50, $100, or some custom amount. You can fucking make an account on this website? What the actual shit? Join the revolution. He has memberships, uncensored debates, early access, support the people actually sell it. What the fuck, man? This is part of the reason why I say he's not looking to change minds. He's looking to content farm and grift. If you ever see his Twitter, you will see how he posts. All he does is post clips from his debates and goes, I completely destroyed his career. I completely demolished this guy. And it's like, whose mind are you trying to change? What is the purpose of this outside of getting like 1,000 Twitter likes? And something that I saw recently was him adding Dr. Mike saying, would you be open to having a longer conversation on this? I would like a good faith dialogue with more than 3-minute exchanges. We're going to see what this guy considers good faith dialogue. Let's just look at his fucking channel real quick. Unhinged student attacks me and instantly regrets it. I ended Sam Cedar's career on Jubilee and it went viral. Debate. Trans woman claims kids should transition. Unhinged liberal confronts me and instantly regrets it. Confronting the man who owned Ben Shapiro on Jubilee. Eleazar cooks pro-choice panel with ease. Does this come across as a guy who is looking to debate in good faith to you? Whose mind is this trying to change? Who on the left or what apolitical person is going to look at this fucking content and go, yeah, this guy's here for good faith. He's looking for genuine discussion. Absolutely fucking nobody. And I was just watching this one, as you could see. This is what made me decide to make this video. This video right here. I've only watched a few minutes, but we will rewind back. Let's look at the fucking coming up section, just so you can see what kind of stuff this guy does, which is good faith dialogue.
I am so mad at you right now, and that's fucking okay. Because if I'm a
Any hate your heart. Get the f off of college.
You want to make me?
Why do you go out here harassing people
Did
like
I
this?
harass anyone?
What is harassment?
Have I harassed anyone?
I mean, you're harassing.
You came up to me. Oh, so now harassing.
Dense? Are you dense? Are you using f***ing linguistics?
I'm trained. I can defend myself.
Sure.
You're trained? You don't... What are you fucking trained in, dude? Are you trained to use a gun or something? Do you train in like kickboxing? I don't know.
I don't want to get into that, bro, but you're like forcing me to have to almost get into that. Are you pro-LGBTQ?
Forcing me to almost have to... Okay, we're gonna have to see what it looks like.
Are you guys supposed to be about love?
I'm choosing to stay.
Yes or no?
Yeah, that's fine. I don't...
Go watch Story the Explorer. Okay.
And yes, I do.
You just conceded that pragmatically... Hey, shut up, man. Go. You're feminine. You're feminine. Go away. You're feminine. Go away. Yeah, be a man. Go away. See how that's how you shut him down.
Okay, listen.
They're betas. Yeah, we need strong men here.
All right.
Wait, you just said pragmatically, if it's better for society for women not to vote, you would probably be okay with that.
Dude, you're not listening to me. I also don't want to.
You don't understand.
You're very rude to someone.
I don't care. Yeah, you're emotional. That's why women shouldn't vote. They're emotional. Thanks for proving my point.
Good faith dialogue, according to this guy. I really don't know what the fuck people see in this man. Outside of stupid conservatives who just want to get a rise out of somebody and see somebody possibly get attacked because this dude just keeps strawmanning and he's purposefully trying to infuriate these people in order to turn this into a viral clip. That's all he does. That's pretty much his entire fucking career, as we saw on his YouTube page. Getting a rise out of people using fallacious tactics and especially debating completely unprepared people on the street.
Am I being recorded, by the way?
Of course.
I'm being recorded?
Of course.
You never...
I don't need your consent. No expectation of privacy in public. You should know this.
Let me double check that.
Yeah,
actually.
but California's a two-party consent state in terms of recording.
In public.
Is that
in
going
public?
to be public?
Wait, in public?
Yes.
Are you sure?
It's a two-party
Is this a public university? Is this a public walkway?
So how it works is if you're recording me specifically,
Yes.
I have to give consent. In states like, for example, Alabama, it's a one-party consent
Not in
state.
public. There's cameras all around.
You can record people out in public, which, okay, he's right about that. Doesn't mean that he's not being a dick about it, though. He can always just walk away and not bother these people, which is called being a decent human being. But instead, he stays, tries to provoke them, and he ends up possibly getting attacked, or at least verbally assaulted by somebody because he ends up pissing them the fuck off.
I yell, it's not like out of emotions. It's like, I just love yelling, like, and when I'm debating, it's just fun.
So you love...
You like yelling when you're debating. What comes out of that? Why?
Yelling, which is an emotion, you fucking dingus.
No, because I don't lose control of my emotions. Like you lose control of your emotions.
You don't lose control of your emotions. You just snapped at these girls and told them to, like, make a sandwich or some shit, and then snapped at another guy saying he's like a beta male and effeminate. What the fuck do you mean you don't snap at people? That was just you like 2 minutes ago.
I am so mad at you right now, and that's fucking okay. Because if I'm a
debate me then.
man and I can be emotional, then women cannot be emotional. Because here's the thing, fucking idiot.
So they can both be
You think
emotional.
talking
Bro,
fast
back up.
means that
if you don't back up, bro. Hey, back the fuck before I beat the fuck out of you.
Hey,
I'll beat the fuck out of you.
Then walk away, dumbass. Why is he still there? Walk away. You don't have to be there constantly provoking this guy into punching you.
You right now. Yeah, I'll beat the fuck out of you. You just...
Sir,
Yeah.
sir.
It's not relax.
Yeah. You're an emotion. That's what you are.
Yeah.
It's funny when they think they're tough and they can't back it up. So you want to argue or do you want to fight?
I don't want to fight you.
Okay, so what do you want to do?
I didn't touch you.
Yeah, bro. What is this? This is a threat. If you're walking towards me, that's a threat.
How is that a threat?
That's a threat. You could have a gun, you could have a knife, you could punch me. I've been assaulted. I've been assaulted while doing this.
Yeah, I fucking wonder why you've been assaulted, dumbass. I could see why you're being assaulted if this is how you treat people in public. Did nobody teach you manners? This is supposed to be a Christian, by the way. This guy gets his morality from the Bible. I don't remember Jesus saying go calling people bitches because they're getting pissed off that you keep harassing them for debates.
I'm not gonna assault you.
Okay, go look up the statutes. If you're walking up towards someone and you look threatening, you're angry, I could take that as a threat. And technically, I could defend myself if I wanted to defend myself.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm not getting close to you anymore.
Okay, and so why did you just rip up my sign?
Because it's fucking wrong.
Okay, but why are you a fascist? Why don't you let me disagree with you?
Why are you a fascist? Why? This fucking shit. Fascist is a buzzword. I didn't see that part. I stopped right here when I was watching, but I didn't know that he was gonna say that. Why are you being a fascist ripping up my sign?
Here, if you guys are happy, hey, don't let her touch my stuff, Danny. Okay, we'll stop. Okay, we'll stop. Okay, we'll stop. Okay, we'll get away from me.
By the way, just remember, this guy teaches you how to do this for up to $500 a month. $500 a month to learn how to harass people on the street. Amazing value, by the way. I surely don't know how to call people bitches on the street unless I pay this man $500 to teach me to do it for a month.
You've asked to fight me. You've asked to fight me. I'm sitting down, so you
it's all being recorded. It's all being recorded, so if you're saying that I'm...
all the fucking same.
Yeah, who's you? Wait, who's you people? Mexicans?
No.
Minorities? Oh, you're a racist. Oh, so you're a racist.
Oh my fucking god, he's so intolerable. Now he's pulling the race card. Nobody cares that you're fucking Mexican, dude. You're the bitch. It doesn't have to do with being Mexican. It has to do with your personality.
You're a racist.
Shouldn't vote, obviously.
Okay, and that's an opinion. So what? How's that harassment? Make an argument. How's that harassment? It's an opinion. I'm standing by myself.
Make an argument about how I'm harassing you when I call you all these fucking names and tempt you to fight me. What the fuck are you talking about? It keeps getting more mind-numbing as time goes on. He keeps saying more and more stupid shit.
I have to almost get into that. If you would have swung at me, if you would have attacked me, I would have had to take different measures, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, okay, I hear that.
I come here to debate, bro. It's not like that serious. If you disagree, but it's not like...
You're here to debate, not get punched. So walk away. At least walk to another fucking place on the campus or something. You don't have to stand right there in the same spot with the same people. You can always walk away.
My problem with you is that your way of getting fucking content and your way of manipulating people who... I'm fucking 22. How old are you?
I don't disclose my age.
You don't disclose...
Yeah, I fucking wonder why, dude. You're probably in like your 30s. Harassing people on the fucking street, trying to get gotcha clips and stuff like that, calling people names as they're walking away. You disclose your fucking name, but you don't disclose your age? Why? Your full name is on the internet, dude. Right there. And it's also in your fucking username. Why don't you disclose your age? We already know who you are. We can fucking find you if we want to. I'm personally not, just because I don't give a shit to.
I know.
So if we have a different moral subjective belief, right?
Yeah.
Your belief is not more right than mine, subjectively.
Sure.
Okay, so what's the disagreement? If it's all a preference. Like if you like pineapple on your...
Some morals can be more logically grounded than others. Just because you have a moral stance doesn't automatically make it valid in the sense that it's logically grounded. There's not really any logical reason that women can't vote that is not based in reality, such as the idea of women being emotional and stuff like that. Men can be emotional too. And there are studies to show that women aren't really that bad when it comes to like emotions and stuff. There's a difference between having your morals grounded in logic and having them grounded in just for the fucking hell of it, right? Or having them grounded in a book written by a bunch of old people.
Why do you like
Hey,
bulls?
why do you act so tough and then you say, I'm a kid, you're gonna beat up a kid, honestly?
I'm not acting tough. I'm not asking you to beat me up. I'm
No,
just asking you
no,
to leave.
I know, but like...
I'm not here to fight you. I'm here to yell at you. I'm not here to fight
Okay,
you.
but why are you so angry, honestly? Like, are you pro-trans?
What the fuck is with that question out of nowhere? Why are you so angry? You know what? Are you pro-trans? What the fuck? I'm at a loss. I don't even know what to say about that. It's just so random.
Of course, man can... You are a perfect example. Of course, man can be emotional.
Yes.
Yes.
And why is that bad?
Bro, because I talk in generality. So generally, women are more emotional than men. Not every single woman, not every single man. Generally, we see that.
Right.
Generally based on what, dude? You have literally no basis for that. That's a myth. And you're telling me the women are generally more emotional? Your entire fucking religion is based on emotions, dude.
Does that mean that women shouldn't vote?
That's not the argument. Bro, I don't want to have a
is the
debate though.
argument?
You don't want to have a debate though. What have you been doing standing there with the sign then this entire fucking time and screaming debate me at the guy like 5 inches from his face earlier? Like,
It was fun because we have discussions. I go all around the country, debate, like having fun. Everyone's respectful.
you go around the country trying to piss people off so they assault you for content.
About me, but usually it's people respectful. So you did ruin the fun in that sense. I post this on YouTube and I have fun with it.
I'm glad I ruined the fun because I disagree with what you think is fun.
Well, at the same time, bro, I'm not gonna lie. This is gonna go really viral, like
I'm
really
sure it will.
viral. So
45k views in 2 weeks. That is so viral. This is not 2017 to, what is it, 2019, 2020? We're in 2025 now. The whole owning the liberals shit died out years ago. So no, you're not going to go viral. You're going to remain at under 100k views because you're catering to a dying audience of brain-dead conservatives who clap like seals at seeing somebody get pissed off because you say the most asinine shit imaginable. You should be able to see why this kind of rhetoric, this kind of style of debate is absolutely unproductive. All it does is piss people off and make your side clap like seals. And not even all of them, just some of them. The really fucking brain dead ones who have never ever been interested in good faith debating or conversing at all. This is why I say he's never going to change anyone's minds. Or if he does, it's going to be a really fucking stupid person who knows literally nothing about politics or is just really prone to being easily indoctrinated into whatever ideology of the first person he sees owning a liberal or a conservative or whatever like that. People want to hear the truth. Whether or not you're able to properly communicate that is what really matters. And there's different ways of communicating it. There are different videos talking about how you can officially debate and change minds and stuff like that. This is not one of them. Calling people names, trying to poke logical holes to the point where you accidentally say something super fucking stupid like poppers causing AIDS is subjectively true, pissing people off until they want to punch you in the goddamn face. Nobody's mind is getting changed by that. Eleazar, if you fucking see this, I've been in the debate scene for about 6 years now, ever since like 2018, 2019-ish. If you see this, I just want you to know the way you talk to people is not going to change minds. You're not productive. You're not good faith. You're a content goblin. That's all you'll ever be if you stay on this path. If you want to actually change people's minds, you have to try to change people's minds and not treat every single discussion you're in like it's some sort of fucking blood sports debate. The way that you treat people is absolutely fucking abominable. You could have walked out of there at any fucking point and not have gotten this kind of reaction. You could have walked out of there on amicable terms and say, I apologize for recording you without your consent, I'll go. Or, I apologize for saying something that got a rise out of you. Even if I disagree, I apologize that I got that kind of rise out of you, I'll go. You could have done something like that. You could have been a decent human being. But instead you choose to do this. Other than that, I really don't know what to fucking say. I guess I'll end the stream right there because I don't really have much else to say about that. See ya.